Okay, now we'll do the renunciation, and provided we don't have the time, after renunciation we will switch to a very quick bodhicitta. Then taking the aspirational bodhisattva, we'll do that tomorrow. Okay. For the renunciation, so some of you may be exposed to what is known as the Lamrim practice. Lamrim practice, which was in Tibet brought by Adishatipungara Shirikyana in 11th century. So this in Lamrim practice, the whole detail, the practice of the renunciation is there, pertaining to the practices with a small scope person and a middle scope person. But we're going to do this on the basis of the 4 seals, the practice of the 4 seals, which we read this morning. All composite things impermanent, all contaminated things are suffering nature, everything is with nature empty and selflessness, transcending sorrow is absolute peace. So we're going to do on the basis of this. And then the Lamrim practice, the first 2 Lamrim, and then the practice of the 4 seals, much more to say. And the 4 seals are actually taught by Buddha himself. So, and that is the real Lamrim. Okay, and it's very concise, and it's also short. Okay, so for that matter, ready? Okay, sit upright, and this is going to be analytical meditation. What we did earlier is single point meditation. Now what we're going to do now is analytical meditation. Single point meditation will give you stability, and the analytical meditation will give you the transformation of your mind. So these 2 are required side by side. So analytical meditation, there's the 4 seals. Ideally, each one of us were to do that on our own. So we should be able to creatively, very actively think about the points without distraction, but about the points, and then we'll bring about the transformation on the mind. But here, we have to do that on the basis of the guided meditation with instructions. I'll be given the instructions, and our job is just see how much to flow through the instructions that I'm giving you, and see how much to invoke the respective experiences to the best you can. Don't ruminate over the past experiences. Don't anticipate for anything of the future. Just follow the instructions and just stay there, be in the present moment, follow the instructions, and see how much experience, how much you can invoke the respective experiences. That is very important. And let us not, this is the point that I'm again emphasizing, reiterating, that let us not ruminate over the past experiences, not be reminiscent of the past, and not anticipate for the future. Just be in the present moment, focus on this present moment, and try to follow instructions and invoke the respective experiences. Okay, ready? Renunciation. Renunciation, the meaning is not renounce happiness, but renounce miseries. To renounce miseries, we need to identify where the miseries are coming from. So the mantra which we read this morning, Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava. These phenomena, they arise from the causes. So the causes, the miseries, the fears, they arise from the afflictive obscurations. Afflictive obscurations consisting of the afflictions, contaminant karmas, and active seeds. And more precisely, they all arise from the self-grasping ignorance. So we need to know how to get rid of these causes. And to get rid of these causes, the Buddha taught the 4 seals. The first seal, all composite things impermanent. In a life, we met with many people, and some elders, some your age, some youngers. And the elders, many elders, now have become just, they left the world, become like your memories. And many of you are your age group, they're also gone. And many of you, even younger ones, even younger than you, many of them, they left the world. To be very honest, it's not that we are special ones, we survive. the rest they disappear. No, we're just part of that. It's a matter of time. If you don't believe in this, 150 years ago, 200 years ago, in this very place, in Israel, in the world, there are so many people of your age enjoying their life, going through miseries, younger than you, and so forth. Today, not even a single person is left from those days. They're all gone. "200 years in the future from now, all who are here, 7 billion human beings on this earth, not even guaranteed, not even a single person will be left then. And like 80-90% of the people, even the memories will be gone. Nobody will remember who we are. When it comes to the 3rd generation, 4th generation, 5th generation, 6th generation, by that time, you'll be long forgotten. So this is the impermanence, this is reality. So this impermanence tells us that things are not static, they are transitory, they are momentarily changing. This momentary change connotes that things don't remain static, they will give rise to the next moment. The next moment becomes the result, and the early moment becomes the cause. What the result is going to be like is determined by the cause. So in our case, so what our future is going to be like, the result, that's determined by the cause. In our case, the cause, unfortunately, it is contamination, self-grasping, there is attachment, anger, jealousy, and so forth. These are the causes, afflictive obscurations. As long as we are under the sway of the contaminations, the worst of which is the afflictions, attachment, anger, jealousy, and masterminded by the self-grasping ignorance, we'll only experience pain. What kind of pains? Sickness, aging, death, and the pain of losing near and dear ones, and so forth. These pains are so acute, so acute. In fact, one moment of such pain of losing near and dear ones, is good enough to nullify all the past experiences of happiness, the very happy moments, celebrations, festivities. They are just so shallow, so meaningless in the face of one moment of the pain of losing near and dear ones. This is who we are. This is what is the meaning of all contaminated things of self nature. As long as we are under the sway of the contaminations of the self-grasping ignorance and the afflictive obscurations, we are never going to be happy. We are always going to have the very painful experiences, excruciating painful experiences. Just reflect on these points. This will make our life very easy. This will just make our life so easy to see the unnecessary sophistications, to leave behind these unnecessary sophistications, unnecessary conflicts, unnecessary problems. We'll all leave behind when we realize that all contaminated things are all composite things are impermanent, and all contaminated things are self-nature. And when will this stop? It'll never stop on its own. It'll go perpetually. It's just a perpetuating process. And this story of the biography of the suffering, the sickness, aging, death, losing the pain of losing near and dear ones, encountering with all the fears and so forth, this is an unending process, unending biography. So there's no way out? Of course there's way out if you put effort. If you don't put effort, it will never come to an end automatically. 2018 came to an end automatically. Nobody could stop that. It existed and it disappeared. But this problem, the suffering, the fears, the pains, they will never come to an end. They will never come to an end on their own. Only with effort they will come to an end. What kind of effort? Just tackle the root of the suffering. The root of suffering is self-grasping ignorance. So to get rid of self-grasping ignorance, we need to introduce counterforce. What is counterforce? The wisdom, the light of the wisdom. What is the wisdom? Wisdom is a discerning mind whose apprehension of the object tallies with the reality. What's the reality? The reality is how everything is like dream, how everything is empty, the way they appear to us as objectively real. Everything is empty, they are not real. Okay, this is the meaning of awakening from the sleep of ignorance. Yes. How can I say that what I'm seeing is so real, this is deceptive? How can I know that? Remember what Nagarjuna said. If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? Likewise, if the person I'm meditating, this person who's meditating, and my friends were meditating, in this kibbutz, so beautiful, Israel, your country. If these things do exist objectively, we must be able to find them as we go closer to this object. If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? If this person is meditating, I, who I identify as myself, I, if this person would exist objectively as so solid, real, why not I see this person as I go closer to this object? Okay, now let us go closer to this object. Going closer to this object, where the Buddha said, everything is of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. You will never find the self as object real. You will just see the emptiness of the self. How? Okay, if this self would exist objectively, we should be able to find it as we go closer to this object. Let us now go closer to this object. Going closer to this object, first we see a very thin layer of the skin. Of course, this is not me. We are only interested in me, which exists objectively. This thin skin is not me. Behind that is the fatty tissues. Of course, these are not me. Behind that is muscles and cartilages. Of course, not me. Behind that, the blood vessels, the bones, the whole skeleton. None of this is me. The heart, the lungs, the spleen, the gallbladder, the kidneys, intestine, the stomach. None of these solid parts is me. This solid part constitutes the element of earth. None of the element of earth is me. Take them aside. Now, element water. We consisted of 4.7, on average, 4.7 liters of blood, which is element of water, which is pumped in and out by the heart to different parts of the body. Even that is also not me. Guaranteed that's not me. Just keep that aside. Element fire, the body heat. Even that's also not me. Sure, the body heat is not me. The body heat increases, the body heat diminishes. I don't increase, I don't diminish. Keep that aside, element fire. Element air, the air that I breathe in and out through my lungs. Of course, that is not me. Keep that aside. Element space. My body is constituted of millions and billions of atoms, and the few trillions of atoms. And these atoms, the space in between the electrons and the nucleus is far, far wider than the space occupied by the electrons and the neutrons. Electrons, neutrons, protons. So essentially, we see that we are just like a vacuum, empty space. But the space is not me. I'm a solid person. The space is vacuum in nature. Even the space is also not me. Keep that aside. What is left now? Only the consciousness of my mind is left. If this mind is not me, the element of the mind is also not me. I'm a male, I'm a female. My mind just does not have a gender. Gender is based on the basis of my body. And people can see me, people cannot see my mind. So if this mind, the element of consciousness or the mind is not me, keep that aside. What is left? Nothing's left there. Stay there. Nothing's left there. Where is this person? Where is this person who earlier you saw as meditating? It's not there. To my surprise, it's not there. It's not there. Stay in this experience that this person going too close to this object, the person disappears. Yesterday we are looking for the entities. Going towards the object. Going towards the object, we see that this person is not there. It's empty. Stay there in this experience. This person is empty of objective existence. Stay in this experience for a while. This is the meaning of the third seal. Everything is of nature, emptiness, selflessness. Stay in this experience for a while. And if you see the atoms, if you see the 6 elements, These 6 elements are the positive phenomena. Emptiness should be always seen as negative phenomena. So with the moment you see these 6 elements coming into being, the separate 6 elements of earth, water, fire, air, space, and consciousness, you're looking at the positive phenomena, and you're not meditating on emptiness. So now that you know what is positive phenomena, what is negative phenomena, we should be able to posit what is emptiness. Emptiness is always non-affirming negative. And within the same thing, where you find yourself, you see these 6 elements. You also see the emptiness of the person. These are 2 different isolates. In your mind, these 2 appear as 2 different. One appears as negative, one appears as positive. Of the 2, your mind should pick up the first one, which is negative. That the self is empty, objectively. Stay in this experience. Okay, what's the benefit of this meditation? Although it's very profound, in some cases, a tinge of fear can come to you. In some cases, a tinge of a very profound peace, tranquility can come to you. In some cases, goosebumps can come to you. If should any of these indications arise, you are very fortunate. Even a tinge of a fear, even that you are very fortunate. And this tinge of fear will not last forever. So the more you practice, this tinge of fear will be replaced by an acute, very subtle experience of the peace and tranquility. What's the benefit of this practice? Yes. Just as this self, we see that it is not real the way it appears to me. To my amazement, the self appears as objectively real. With this analysis, the self disappears. It's just empty objective existence. That's how I realize. Likewise, just be subject to the self to the analysis. If we subject the miseries, the fears to this analysis, even these fears will also disappear. The moment you realize that the fears also don't exist objectively, this fear will be replaced by very profound peace, where all the fears dissolve, where all the sorrows dissolve. This is the meaning of the third, fourth seal. Transcending sorrow is absolute peace. Stay this experience for a while. Now yearning to have this very stable experience of the cessation of the suffering, cessation of the sorrow, which is absolute peace. Yearning to experience that is the experience of renunciation. Just stay in this experience, wanting, aspiring to experience this fearlessness through the experience of emptiness of the fear forever. That yearning, that aspiration to be free of all the fears through the meditation emptiness, this is the renunciation. This is the subtlest version of the experience of renunciation. With this very profound experience of renunciation, with folded hands, let us all fold our hands together and make a bodhicitta commitment. I'll say this line of bodhicitta, and let us all say this commitment, bodhicitta commitment, together 3 times. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear Mother sentient beings. May I become, let us all say this together. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear Mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear Mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear Mother sentient beings. Stay in this courageous commitment of bodhicitta. This will eventually guarantee that you will have the infinite happiness. Okay, with this mind, let's turn to the end derivation prayer. On page 45. Page 45. Page 45. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization of the deeds and the prayers of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas of the 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine of scripture and insight. May I in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect will in the 2 stages. From my true collections, vastness of space that I've amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, eyes blinded by ignorance. Okay, 3 prostrations together.